Hi team, I'm here in the Kids Zone foyer to walk you through what it looks like to register a regularly attending family and also a brand new family here to Kids Zone. So I'm going to take you through this step by step just so you can see what it's like if you've never seen this process before. So families will come in to this door and you're going to walk with me here. The first place they're going to go if they're a regularly attending family is going to be our kiosk station, which is right here against the one wall. As you walk in, it's to your right. It's a purple kiosk, super easy to see. And all it is a touch screen where you can enter the phone number that is on file for that family, for that child. So all they're going to do, and this is if someone has been registered already, if they are not, if they're a returning guest or a returning family that's been already registered in our system, they can automatically go right up to the kiosk and enter their phone number. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to use a friend of mine's phone number and punch her in here. Okay, so you enter it in on the touch screen and you hit search, and you will then see, the families will then see a screen that lists a name. You simply touch that and select finish, and you'll see the screen like that, and it will tell you that it is then printing. So the labels will print over at our main desk, which is right over there, our awesome headquarter desk here in Kids Zone. So that's where it will print. Really simple process for anyone who's come for the first time now, returning. They know what to do. Now, let's say someone has come in and they have a problem here at the kiosk. Let's say they punch in their phone number and it says no record found, or they're not able to select their name. So I'm going to use that with me. I'm going to put my number in real quick. Okay, and in my case, I was already checked in, so it's going to not allow me to select anything. It just shows my name kind of grayed out, but I'm not able to do anything. So if that were to happen, this happens quite frequently, something like this will come up, and you as part of the hospitality team, be aware of the kiosk, even though your station is going to be over here at the desk most of the time. But if you notice that, you can say, oh, let me help you over here. We can definitely get you checked in over here at our main desk. So then you can just simply invite them over here. And on this computer, you're going to see you have a full keyboard and you have the ability to type in a family's name or phone number. Okay, so that is a great tool to use in case someone has a problem logging in for any reason. And even if they've already been checked in, you can actually recheck them in manually here. So I'm going to do that with my name real quick, simply by typing my name in the search bar. Okay, and then from here, I'll just show you what I'm looking at. So you can see, I can see that I've already been checked in. In this case, I can select the number 1, which will just reprint the ticket, and then click finish, and it will go ahead and print out at the printer right next to it. There it goes. Always a good thing when the printer's working. Can I get an amen? All of you that have had to do troubleshooting in the past. So now, when this prints out, simple but very important for any family that's here returning or for first time. So it's going to print out 2 stickers. One is the child's name tag, and one is the pickup tag. So very important, you want to take the name tag off, and simple example here would be, hey Sarah, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back at Kids Zone. Are you ready for your name tag? And then just put it right on the front there. Our younger kids in preschool, they often will put the name tag on their back just so they're not tempted to play with it. Then we give this tag to the parents and hand it over to them. If it is their first time with this experience, you want to make sure that you explain, this tag's very important. This is what we will use for when you pick up your child later. So you want to hold on to this. And I always point out to them if they're not familiar with the process. So then you're going to walk in through our main doors over here. You can walk your child in to the kids ministry area with them, and later when you come to pick them up, you're going to come through those same doors and you're going to walk through the gym and exit out of our far door, which is over here in the foyer. If you see, I'm pointing to it right there. That's our far door. That's where we will check name tags on the way out. So that's when they are going to need to show this parent pickup tag. Very important. So that's a simple walkthrough of what to do with a regularly attending family. Most of our families that have been coming, they know what to do with the kiosk, and then it's just a matter of troubleshooting and being available to help them out. And again, using that language. So greeting them as they walk through the door is huge. So, hi, how are you today? Let them use the kiosk. If there's any sort of problems, just be aware of that. Always keep your eyes open and then say, oh, I can help you down here. Now, the next thing I want to go through real quick is in the next part of the manual, how we would register a brand new family. So real simple here. Couple of things that we use. We have a blue registration card. This needs to be filled out as completely as possible. So anytime there's a new family, they'll walk in. Always look out for those who may have that deer in the headlights look. They're not sure where they're going. They've never been here before. Those are the ones you want to just be aware of, because that's a great time for you as hospitality team leader to welcome them, to help them out, go over and above to make them feel comfortable. So if you notice that, oh, hi, is it your first time here today? I can help you over here. Let's get your child registered. Be ready to answer questions that they may have. So you want to fill out this card completely. It has their name, gender, birth date, and what grade they're in or how old they are if they're in the nursery area, their address, their phone number, and then it also includes mom and dad's phone numbers, email address. If it is a family bringing another child, there's a place where we can list a friend or relative that brought them, and does your child have any special needs? We'll get to that in a moment, but basically, we want to fill this out as completely as possible. If you were to hit any questions or, why do you need this information? We want to say, we want to make sure we have all of the emergency information so that we can contact you in case of an emergency while your child is here. And once your number and information is in our system, the next time you come back, you can use our kiosk and just punch the phone number in and go from there. So kind of simplifies the process for them when you explain that. Then, after they've filled out the card, you want to take one of our handwritten name tags that looks like this, and you'll see it's perforated here. And so this acts just like this tag does. So you'll fill out the child's name, first name and last initial is great, and their grade. We don't need the age necessarily, I just put the grade on there. And if there's any special information that we need to know about their child, we can include that as well. We also have green stickers in case a child has any allergies, and they look like this. They're stored in the check-in desk. So that's important if a child has an allergy that they alert us to. We want to just make a note of what that is on the tag and put it on the child's name tag. So once you have that filled out, this peels off, and this again would go on the child, they would wear that name tag, and then this is the parent pickup tag, and you'll notice there's a number that corresponds to the child's tag. In both cases, there's matching numbers. So again, explain the process to them. And from there, we also have a guest gift that we provide for kids that come for the first time. What that is a New Testament Bible that is in the NIRV, so it's really easy for kids to understand. It's a great translation. I actually read it a lot myself. Just for context, it's great. But this is a New Testament Bible, and I like to say, we're so excited that you're here in Kids Zone. We actually have a special gift just for you. This is a Bible you can take home. You can start to read, and a great thing I've started to do is point out to them, you can start reading in the book of Mark. This is actually a great story. It tells you about all the adventure stories of Jesus, the miracles that he did, the awesome things that he wants to tell us in the Bible. And so I just kind of mark it down for them to start reading that on their own. And inside each of these guest gifts, there's also one of our Kids Zone punch cards, which we're going to talk about that in a moment as well. But this is something to explain to the families too. So this is for your child, and you'll notice this one is already punched. So the way the punch card works, every time a child comes to Kids Zone, or if they bring a friend or they bring an offering of any kind, they can punch the card. And when it's full, they will get a silly sipper. So a silly sipper is a lemonade drink that has a shot of fruit flavoring in it, and the child can choose whatever flavor they want. So we kind of explain that to the families, and typically I'll give the Bible to the parent just so that it doesn't get lost, but the child is welcome to take it as well. Once the child has their gift, has their name tag, parent has the pickup tag, the next best thing is to connect the child inside. So again, parents are welcome to walk in as well. So we walk in, we go through our doors here, and we come into Kids Zone, and as you can see, there's going to be things for kids to do. There's places where they can play. But once they come through the doors, the next thing is really handing them off to a Kids Zone leader. So we have leaders that are always going to be available. So connecting them with someone and say, hey, this is Susie. It's her first time here at Kids Zone. And they will jump in and start to show them around. Now, you as the hospitality worker, you don't want to completely leave your desk unmanned. So even if you come right to the entrance here and you connect the child with someone. And then I like to explain to the parent, this is where you're going to come to pick up your child through these doors. They will be sitting in the main seating area there at Kids Zone. And after service, you can come pick them up, head down to this exit out here. Someone will be standing there to check pickup tags. So that's the basic process. You can then walk the family or the parent back through, and if they do want to stay, that is an option as well, which I'll explain that to you in another video. One other thing that I'll note about this, so this is all for elementary. If we have any kids who are here who are in our pre-K room, that means that they will be moving into kindergarten in the following fall. So there's a classroom straight across there. If you look right across the gym beyond the tech booth, there's another door and a little window. That's where our pre-K group meets on the weekends. Not on Wednesdays. Wednesdays they actually meet down in the nursery. It's only kindergarten through 5th grade up in the gym on Wednesdays. But on weekends, that classroom is open. It's always a great step, especially for kids here for the first time, because when they walk through, this room can feel really big and overwhelming. So you as a hospitality person, again, connect them with someone on the inside who can walk them through to the pre-K room and introduce them to their teacher. That just feels really good for someone who's here for the first time. Again, going over and above so that they feel comfortable, they feel welcomed. And again, always ask, I like to say, do you have any questions? Is there anything that I can help you with? And if parents do, just make that an opportunity to find out what brought them to KidZone, see how you can answer any questions they have, tell them about what's going on, if there's a special event, just something to go over and above. So that is everything that we do to welcome new families here for the first time, and also returning families. I do want to make a special note about the special needs area. So I mentioned that before on the registration card. It does say, does your child have any special needs? This is a very sensitive area of conversation for families. So we do have a sensory room, and we do have some things that we're trying to do to connect with families who have kids that are on the spectrum or have disabilities, but we never want to use those medical terms, okay? In some cases, the child may not know that they have a special need. In some cases, the child may not be diagnosed, but we just never want to assume that we know what's going on with that family. So the best way to word this part is actually to say, is there any special information that'd be helpful for us to know about your child? That opens it up to anything. Maybe they're allergic to gluten, maybe they don't like loud noises and they would benefit from using some of our headphones that we offer. Maybe their favorite color is blue and they love playing soccer, and that's a great thing to know too, because we can connect them with a teenager that loves soccer and kind of go from there. So use that as an opportunity to connect with the family. This is a one-on-one situation. Again, we never want to assume that a child has special needs or that we can diagnose what's going on. Now, if someone begins to share, actually, my child does have some disabilities or has a special need in this area, and they start to talk about it, listen, hear them out, and say, you know what, the best thing is going to be for you to connect with Pastor Sarah or Pastor Joe and just talk to them a little bit. And when you have the ability to, step inside and grab either of us to come out and talk to them. We definitely want to be able to connect with that family directly, make sure we can do everything we can in those cases to make them feel comfortable and welcome. But again, not using that certain language. If you have any questions on how to handle something like that, best thing is just to bring us into it, and feel free to talk to me directly if you have questions. But that is a flyover of all the things that we do to register families for the first time, and also welcome back returning guests. So in the next video, we're going to talk about a little bit more info and detail for the hospitality team. But thanks for watching this one. Thanks, guys.